You have a brand new YouGov poll out with some very disturbing information about the state of America's youth. Look at this, 70% millennials responding that they are somewhat or extremely likely to vote for a socialist candidate. Pretty disturbing. Well, we do pay more per capita for education, and, well, we're 37th in reading and math and proficiency. Joining us now, this is a definitive new book. It is out by the #1 best-selling author of the New York Times. It's Guilty by Reason of Insanity, out today. Why the Democrats Must Not Win, David Limbaugh. And Fox News contributor, former Arkansas Governor Michael Huckabee. Yes, David Limbaugh has negotiated my deals since, well, 1991. Thank you. Great to see you. Guilty by Reason of Insanity, Why the Democrats Must Not Win. So let's assume these idiots want to impeach him. He's not convicted by the Senate. And they got Elizabeth Warren, New Green Deal, Medicare for all, no private insurance, and they want to take over industry, and everything's free. 94 trillion, 36 trillion. That we can't survive, David.
No, totally unsustainable. And, you know, in your lead into this, you're talking about the poll. Well, I talk about some polls in my book on socialism. You've got an overwhelming percentage of millennials who say they like socialism. But the reason is they've been indoctrinated against capitalism and enamored with socialism, because you have 40% of the colleges in the United States have 0 Republicans. The other 60% have very few. So they're taught... Professors, yes. And they use these textbooks. The American Pageant treats capitalists as exploitive.
Do you think they could win?
Do you mean the Democrats?
Yeah.
They could win, but I don't think they will. I think the people have awakened to how radical and extreme the Democratic Party is, because they try to out-socialize each other in the debates and show how literally extreme they are.
Mike Huckabee, the point about schools and why the Democrats must not win. By the way, get this book. It's on Amazon.com and bookstores everywhere.
I sent it to Governor Huckabee.
Governor, they win. It's not going to be the United States of America we grew up in.
No, it really won't. I think what David has said is very important. This is at the heart of academia in this country. And the fact is that this move towards socialism is, frankly, the adult economic equivalent of what happens when you have kids growing up with everybody gets a trophy. Because that's really what economic socialism is everybody's going to get the same. Nobody's a winner. Nobody's a loser. We're all C students. Nobody excels, nobody fails. It's a disastrous consequence, and it'll destroy our economy and make us more like Venezuela than America.
How do you explain, I'm looking at this, guilty by reason of insanity, why Democrats must not win. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know, how did this happen? And look at the rage and the psychosis and the hate of Trump. How do you explain that?
Well, the Democrats have hated all the Republicans, the Republican presidents. We just tend to forget that. And they've just come out of the closet. It's convenient to go after Trump because he's been a border hawk, and so they can portray him as a racist, which is totally ridiculous. He's rich, so they can portray him as an exploitive capitalist. We need to evangelize Americans as to how great capitalism is. It creates wealth. Socialism destroys and
we got to counter the indoctrination.
Yes.
Book.
It's a call to arms.
Call to arms. This is what this election is about. You love the America we grew up in. Congrats on the book. Amazon.com, out today in bookstores. When we come back, I was at Politicon in Nashville debating James Carville. Highlights next.